Hey, this is Nick Black with TowerCruise.net doing another Tower Talk. I'm here with Ronnie Sonier again, NTVI's West Coast construction manager. We're just kind of hanging out and going to talk about a day in the life of a tower climber, a construction manager. And, Ronnie, how's it going, man?
Not too bad out here in California. Beautiful weather. Off early for once. Chilling.
Oh, man. I know that's rare, man. Shoot, we just went from a couple days of in the 70s out here in Austin. Now it's back up to 105. Your body just doesn't know how to take it.
Uh, I don't think it ever gets down that cold here. The nights are nice. Luckily, I live right here by the mountains, so I get that nice mountain air at night. 50s at night and 100 plus during the day.
Well, hey, man, I can tell just from where you're sitting that you're doing better than me right now. We're having to hide indoors a little bit after hours. But hey, man, I was watching some of the posts you were putting on Facebook. Looks like you have a really successful gig going the last few weeks. Why don't you tell me about how it's been going, man?
Oh yeah, that was it's a nice little job we did for AT&T. We had a 300-foot guide tower. They guess they went out, checked it out, decided that all the bracing with it was kind of weird. Every single set of guy wires had torque arms on this tower. There was no straight guy pull-offs. It was weird. But they decided that all the X-lacing around the torque arms was, I think it was like 85% stress load, so they wanted to install some K-bracing, which, naturally you gotta go out. It involves a lot of drilling, fabrication. So it's been a couple weeks, pulling out all the X's, putting in some K-bracing, a lot of drilling, a lot of fab, a lot of installation. It was a fun time, though.
Yeah, it looked like fun, man. I was looking at those photos and, the progression through it was great. I mean, I can tell you're super amped out there. It looked like your team was excited and,
Oh, yeah.
you guys.
Well, I love every part of it except for the painting, because, in the end, you got to paint what you put in. I enjoy all of it in the painting, so that was like the one time when I didn't climb. I went ahead and let my guys handle that.
Yeah, I know, man. I know you're up there all the time, especially for CM, man. I just, it
Well,
blows
I,
my
I
mind.
view
You're
it as
always.
just, even though I'm a CM, I feel the best way for my guys to do the job and want to do the job more is for me to get out there and work with them. So I go out there, I go out and climb all the time. I'm the first one to volunteer to climb. I actually enjoy climbing versus some of my guys don't. So there's not a lot of climbing out here in LA. It's kind of strange for this business. But when there is climbing, I'm always the first one on it, despite being the CM. I just love it.
Yeah, man, I can tell you. I don't get a chance to climb up the towers like you guys do, but I try to get on the rocks as much as I can. I grew up, climbing rock faces, but man, I can only imagine the workout of getting up those real tall towers.
Oh, it's great. This one, I enjoy climbing, but this one, the climb kind of sucked because it was one of the, I don't know if you've seen them, it was a guide tower, but the climbing space was inside of the tower. So you had to actually climb the inside of this small little structure. It's pretty tight for a big boy like me.
Yeah, it's like, so you mean it's kind of like climbing within a cage?
Pretty much, yeah, you're climbing within a cage, but when they have the cage ladders, it's kind of rounded, so there's plenty of room to move around. Not so much in those. And then some genius decided to put like, I think, 8 or 10 lines up the inside to make it even worse. That part kind of sucked.
So you're navigating lines and having to worry about getting up in the
Exactly.
center.
You're going and your pouches are hanging on the butterflies. You're getting scraped up. But once you get there, it's nice. And I actually had neither one of my guys that were working with me on the tower had ever been that high. So our highest set of torque arms I think was at like 260 something. We went ahead and I took them all the way to the top, let them take some pictures. Just hey, this first tower we ever climbed. We're gonna go up there and check it out.
How tall is that one?
It was right at 300. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah, not too bad, but hey, that's nothing to scoff at. A lot of towers that we have down here range around 150, and up 300's pushing it for some.
Yeah, in LA, I think the average height is like 80 foot in LA. They're tiny.
What?
They're tiny. They don't even climb them here. Literally, 80 footers, it's mostly like 60 footers, and they just man lift everything. When I got here, I was shocked. I never. All my years of doing this, everything we ever did was climbing and rigging, and I got here and They're like, oh, there's no climbing. Come
Do they
again?
have different ordinances or something, or why is it
Well,
like
it's just they figure with the safety liability of having to climb them and rig them and pull in town with all the pedestrians and traffic versus just putting a lift up and picking it up, the cost is pretty close. The lifts cost a little more in the long run, but they figure the safety factor is a whole lot more. And I can agree with that. All this LTE work going on, they're loading the crap out of all these T-booms and whatnot. I could see their safety factor with the lifts.
Yeah, I remember we were talking a few weeks ago, just kind of shooting the S, and you were telling me about how California's got some different laws around per diem or something, or pay. What was that you were telling me about?
Oh, it's just our company is actually our corporate office is federally based, so we work off the federal guidelines. Our per diem's a little better than most companies I've been with.
Yeah,
That's kind of nice. All my guys really enjoyed that for this little 3-week stretch.
I bet, man. And you know what? Just judging by off where you're sitting, every time I take a look at it, you're making me so jealous. And all I can see is just the white fence, and it looks like it's good enough weather to be sitting outside.
Oh, absolutely. The weather. I got like I said in the evenings, I got the mountains, literally like the Grapevine going up Interstate 5 is right up the road from me. So the mountain air just comes down in the evenings. I got the nice cool breeze here. I love it.
Anything happen out there in the past couple weeks that you hadn't told me about? Maybe something funny happened out on site, or you guys got a good laugh out of?
Uh, uh, Not really. I mean, it's been a pretty laid back. I mean, you saw the updated photos. We just generally going up with guys who don't have a lot of experience climbing, going up there and getting them through it. It's pretty amusing for me. I like training you guys because I like seeing every day as they grow and they grow more confident. Seeing them grow, I like it. I enjoy it. Showing them the new things, teaching them new things. That I like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I know you guys have a hoot out there every day. It's just,
That's kind of what I do. Because anytime you bring a new guy up, like I had one guy got like he got like 160 or so, and he started to get kind of nervous. You could tell when a guy gets up there, he gets nervous, kind of gets real quiet. I saw it, and to kind of distract him, I just started telling jokes. I'm making him laugh, kind of make him forget about it. And then like 20 minutes later, he told me, he's like, you know what? I feel better now. He got up there and he realized he started looking down. We were pulling some gear up on the rope, and I was on the other side. And I looked over and I realized he was just sitting there, and all he was doing was looking down. I was like, hey, what are you doing? Man, not feeling too good. I was like, oh, come on. Started talking him out of it, talked him down. And after that first day, every day we went higher and higher and never had another problem. He worked right on through it.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I know that's how you motivate your people, and I like.
Absolutely. You put the way I think about it, the way I've always been taught, when you're up there, the ground's not down there on the ground. The ground is where you're at. That's your ground level right there. Don't think about it being down there. Where you're at, where you're working, that's your ground. That's your eye on the ball. It's right there. Once I got him thinking about that, he got to moving around, and it's just that's how they always do. You get them feeling comfortable up there.
Yeah, so tell me, man. I've always wondered myself. I've been out to the sites and I've gotten a little bit up on a tower before, but in my rock climbing, I've been 100 feet up without climbing up and pinning into the walls as I'm climbing. But I can only imagine what it's like for somebody who feels like they're a good climber and then they get up to those ultra high spots. I mean, do you see a lot of your guys that are hey, I've been climbing other things my whole life, and then they get on a tower and they react a little differently?
Yeah, and actually, through my years, I've had a lot of guys tell me that. They'll come up, I did this sandblast, or I did that, and we worked up high, worked in plants. I'm not scared of heights, and I tell every one of them, you don't know if you're scared of heights till you do this job. Because climbing a rock face, it's a solid face, you know it's there. Climbing a chimney, you know it's there. When you're climbing a structure that's nothing but laced steel with air everywhere, it's a whole new world.
Yeah, man, I can only imagine. I'm sure we've all seen the Stairway to Heaven tower climbing video on YouTube where the guys are going up to the, I don't know, 2,000-3,000 foot tower just to replace a light bulb. And You know
But
which one I'm talking about?
what they don't mention is those guys rode an elevator till 100 foot before that.
Hey, you know, hey, 100 foot before 3,000 feet, you're still looking down at ants.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I've been up there pretty high. If there's no elevator, it pretty much sucks.
I don't see how
That's
you can
that's
get up there.
slowly. I'm a big guy. It takes me a little while.
Well,
But
man, hey, so you know, it's always good talking with you, Ronnie. You think of a good thing that happens out there on the side, I'd love to hear it. And you know, just I've got to get out there to California so that you know we can catch a happy hour, man. It looks like you've got a great atmosphere and a great team out there. Once again, you know, it's Ronnie Sonier with NTVI. If you guys are interested in employment, I highly suggest that you look at them. They're an incredible company. And you know, Ronnie, it's always a pleasure speaking with you, man.
oh, absolutely. You need to make a work trip out here so we can do some business out on the boat.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, buddy, hey, you know, I look forward to speaking with you again. We'll keep me updated on how the site's going, and I know you'll be down to Texas sooner or later, so make sure to give me a ring.